And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. Maui Jim Sunglasses, the choice of the best captains. Shimano Rods and Reels, fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Welcome back. Hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray here and Rock Cod Rick Maxa here, too. In the Mighty 1090 studios with some great people here. Captain Fred Huber from the Daily Double out of Point Loma Sport Fishing, and Captain Steve Peterson from the Mission Belle out of Point Loma Sport Fishing. We're giving away a couple of awesome prizes thanks to these two gentlemen.
Boy,
too.
You're not kidding. We've been talking the first hour about how crazy good this fall fishing is with both half-day and three-quarter-day seeing everything. I mean, yellowtail and great calico bass fishing, even skipjacks, in the half-day range. And then the three-quarter-day job, he said Captain Tony yesterday on the same anchor job, yellowtail, yellowfin tuna, bluefin tuna at the Coronado Islands. Offshore is still in the cards. There's just such good fishing going on. And at the end of the show today, 2 lucky callers are literally going to get in on that fishing. First off, we're giving away a half-day trip for 2. That's you and a friend are going to get to go half-day fishing aboard the Daily Double out of Point Loma Sport Fishing. And then another lucky caller at the end of the show is going to win a 3/4-day trip for 2 out of Point Loma Sport Fishing on the Mission Belle. Both of these trips, if you don't have tackle, include the tackle rental. It's just an awesome opportunity to go fishing on some of the best boats in San Diego and get in on this fantastic fishing that's going on right now.
You bet, absolutely. And one line open, 858-457-1090. Talk to Adam. Adam's covering the boards, covering the phones. He's covering the archives, the whole thing. We sure appreciate everything Adam does. And Adam's also shooting the photos, too. You might notice, if you do listen to our archives at letstalkhookup.com, it's on our YouTube channel also, on Let's Talk Hookup Radio Show. We put a picture of the show at every archive now, so you can actually see what the studio scene is like, thanks to Adam and all the great work that he does there, too. Hey, I want to give a shout-out to my wife, Lolly. Happy anniversary. Today's our 12th anniversary. Today, so happy anniversary, Lolly.
That's awesome.
I love you. So.
Congratulations, you guys. That's awesome.
Indeed.
After a great trip back east.
That was our anniversary.
That's
trip.
way cool. Well,
sure.
congratulations,
so
you guys. That's awesome.
Thank you very much. Hey, speaking of celebrations, I just figured this out. We're going to be doing this live broadcast at the Kona Kai in less than 2 weeks on Saturday, October 21st. And it happens to be, I think it's next week or the week after, is Steve Pennard's 50th birthday. So I think this is kind of a Steve Pennard 50th birthday celebration at the Kona Kai, since he runs all the docks down there along with Adam. So let's just say it's join us.
Works for me.
For Steve Pennard's from Dana Landing and the Kona Kai's 50th birthday celebration at the Kona Kai on Shelter Island on Saturday, October 21st. It's going to be a live broadcast at the pool deck, surrounded by their beautiful pool and their palapa bar. And get this.
I know.
Free breakfast, free mimosas, free Bloody Marys, and other beverages too. If whatever they put it out on there. We did it last year out there, and they just really do a great job and take really good care of our listeners. We're going to give away great prizes. Going to give away a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, AFCO clothing packages, nights at the Kona Kai Resort, spa treatments at the Kona Kai spa there, which is a beautiful spa Terra, and be sure to join us. It's going to be at the end of Shelter Island. If you don't know where the Kona Kai is, it's an iconic place right at the very end, just before you get to the Harbor Patrol there. 2 hours of fun. It's Saturday, October 21st, 7 to 9 a.m. Just walk in the lobby there of the Kona Kai. You'll walk right through, ask them where the pool area is, and come and look for us. And
again, cost for breakfast, cost for Bloody Marys, cost for mimosas, cost for shots, and all the free stuff is
nothing.
Free. Straight free, just for coming up, hanging out, enjoying the radio show, talking fun, talking fishing for a couple hours.
That's right.
Free cocktails, free food, free everything.
Celebrate Steve Pennard's 50th birthday.
Sounds good to me, man. Count me in.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, the phones are literally packed solid. Again, if you want to get through during the second hour, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. Let's talk to Reggie, calling us from Simi Valley this morning. Good morning, Reggie. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Reggie, nice to hear from you.
Yeah, man. I'm excited that you got both Steve and Fred in studio. You need to get Karen on the radio, too. She's probably trying to be shy right now, but
she's right there.
She's got a very big smile on her face. I can promise you that.
She is in the photo, though, if you look at our archives, and also on our Facebook and Instagram, too. Karen's in the photo.
Yeah, I saw the Instagram post. I was like, dude, she thinks she's sneaky. We got to get her on the radio.
Couldn't agree more.
But, yeah, I just want to give props to the guys on the Mission Belle. Like, obviously, I drive pretty far from Simi Valley. I chartered a boat maybe a half dozen times, maybe even more. And we have no regrets whatsoever with driving past all the different landings that we could fish at because we want to fish with Steve and Karen. Steve is very passionate in what he does. You should hear the guy when he's out there on the mic telling us when we pull up on the spot. You could tell how big the school is. I mean, he gets into it like no other, man. It's like having that football coach that you would run through a wall for. That's why we love fishing with Steve. And I know there was a caller earlier who said he was first time fishing and he's getting into this. There's no better boat than the Mission Belle to get on and to get your fish on, man.
I'll back you up on that. That's
Steve's
awesome. Well said, man. That's great. That's cool.
Morning, Reggie.
But that's all I got, guys.
That's right.
Come on, Steve. Karen, I mean, yeah. It's very
Hi,
good.
Reggie.
Very good.
Reggie,
yeah, awesome, Karen.
When's your next trip with the boys, Reggie? And Karen?
It's actually this coming Saturday, the 14th.
Awesome.
Very good.
All right.
Well, good luck. Have fun, Reggie, and thanks for the call.
Yeah,
nice words.
You'll have to call us on Sunday. Let us know how your trip went.
That's a promise. I will give you guys a call and give you guys an update on it as to how it goes.
That's
All
awesome,
right,
Reggie. Thanks for the call.
call.
All right, we'll jump right back into the phones. This time talking to Theo, calling us from San Diego. Hi, Theo. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, guys. How are you doing this morning?
What's up, Theo?
Great.
Hey.
Hey, the reason why I was calling is I typically go on half-day and three-quarter-day trips, and I just wanted to ask both you guys as well as the two captains, how do you properly set the drag? I've had the deckhands help me with it, but I'd love to figure it out for myself and actually do it.
It's a good question. Guys?
Well, the general rule of thumb is 1/3 of the breaking strength of your line. You know, so 20-pound test, 10-pound or 20-pound test, you want around 7 pounds of pull off the tip of your rod. But you know, that's if you're going to go with a spring scale and all that mess. But more than anything, it's just kind of an educated pull for me. That doesn't do you much good. But, you know, 1/3 of the breaking strength of your line is the general rule of thumb for setting your drag. Other than that, I don't know what.
It's hard to give a visual on the radio when it's a feel thing. But one thing that you can kind of do is monofilament, which, again, we're fishing a lot less of now with Spectra and things like that. But monofilament it's a stretchy thing. It's kind of like a rubber band. And when you grab a hold of the mono with your right hand or left hand if you're left-handed, and you start to pull line off the reel, you should feel the line begin to stretch, and just before it stops stretching, when it's maxed out of it stretching, that's when the drag should start to slip on your reel. So, and the heavier the line, it's going to take more to get that line to stretch, and lighter line, it's going to take less to get it to stretch. So you can feel the shock or stretchiness in your line if you just grab it and treat it like it were rubber band. And same thing when you're going to pull line off your drag. If you can feel the line kind of start to stretch out right when it gets to that point where it feels like it's done stretching, that's about the point where you want the drag to be slipping off your reel.
Fred, any input on that?
If you're looking for some kind of a visual, it's hard to describe Steve Peterson. I've been pulling drag off a reel for 40 years. I know this is exactly how it feels. I mean, it's and step on the boat and ask those guys. Ask Karen, hey, does this feel right to you? Is this enough drag pressure? And you're going to develop that feel because every time, okay, this is about where it's right for 40. And
better too light than too tight.
There you go.
Yeah, like
that's
pinging,
good,
right, Karen?
That's a good call.
It makes a noise. So if it's too tight and you start to pull it off the drag, it kind of goes ding, ding, ding kind of thing, right?
If you start tight. Yeah, if you start out too light, you can always tighten it up. If you start out too tight, you already lost your fish.
Yeah.
Oh, good info.
Absolutely. Hey, hope that helps you out. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Good question.
All right, let's jump right back into them. Talk to Tom, calling us from San Carlos this morning. Hi, Tom. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Yeah, good morning. I thought I remembered 25 years or so ago them doing a look at the best jobs in San Diego, and I think I remember Fred being featured on TV for that. Just wondering, after 25 years, is it still the best job in San Diego?
It's been 30 years. I think it was about 87.
Wow.
It was Channel 8 News. They did a 3-night presentation best jobs in San Diego, and one of our customers at the time, Jim Alley, sent in and said, well, Fred's got a pretty good job. And Jim Alley was Steve and I's partner when we initially bought the Daily Double in the Point Loma. But John Kalia was the news guy that did it. And, yes, I still wake up in the morning and I look forward to going to work. I had so much fun yesterday, and it just, I'm beaming today. I mean, it was
good job you
yeah.
bought it.
Yeah. Yes.
yeah, exactly.
There it is. There it is. So, absolutely. And you know what? If I wasn't here today, and I get to coach baseball. My youngest son is playing baseball today, so I get to coach. If it wasn't for being here and getting to coach baseball, then I would rather be on the boat.
There you go.
But I'm, it's
a good gig.
It's a good thing. And the cool thing is that you talk to a lot of the sport fishing guys about, retiring. It's like, well, what are you going to do? Go fishing if you retire, right? You might as well just run the boat, right? Yeah. Keep it going.
Yeah, a couple of great. And you guys have such perfect boats, too. I mean, it's just the Daily Double is such the classic, perfect boat for half-day fishing. The Belle, I love. It's low to the water. It's so comfortable. I caught my first yellowfin tuna ever on the Mission Belle.
Wow.
I love those boats so much. They're just perfect for the type of fishing that we do.
They are. And those boats have been around for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Long time.
Like when was the Daily Double built?
59.
59.
It was launched December of 59, and the Belle was June of 60.
Wow. Cool. Wow. And where were they built?
Both in Long Beach, I believe.
Yeah. Are they both Ditmars?
No.
Yeah.
Steel.
Two different constructions.
Steel. Okay. So the Mission Belle is steel.
Yes, sir.
And the Daily Double's wood.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Now the Double is not a Ditmore Donaldson. It's a Norick, and Jack Norick worked for Ditmore Donaldson. He opened his own yard next door, and his construction was a little different. The Double, similar Ditmore Donaldson. The ribs are every 16 inches on center. The Double's every 13. So it's a little heavier construction. And Steve and I, we've learned, we grew up on wood boats, and now with the steel boat, we've learned the ins and outs of both. And I tell you, the girls keep us busy. They need a lot of attention, and we feel pretty good. We've got them in good spots, and we're not rich men because our girls need a lot of attention.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like Tim Ekstrom was talking about with, in terms of the Royal Star. Like those boats, because you guys are such professionals at what you do and knowing what it takes to keep a boat like that going. I mean, those boats are better now than they were when they started. I mean, you identify all the things that need changing, and you adapt, and newer, better machinery comes out that you can attach to it and put to it. I mean, those boats were from the 60s, and they're in better shape now than they ever are.
I agree.
No
I agree.
question,
I mean,
for sure.
and it's part of the industry too. It's like, hey, somebody came up with the idea of putting an RSW. Yeah. I mean, that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
And the sonar equipments, the radios. I mean, everything. Who's coming up with the next greatest thing?
Exactly.
Yeah. And the customers are the ones that benefit.
Yeah. Because
they demand it from the next boat they go on. Keeping up with the Joneses, our fleet of boats, it amazes me sometimes the value that the customer gets, because we're so competitive with each other. Our neighbor's good, we gotta keep up with them.
Be better.
And let's face it, anybody that owns a boat and takes care of a boat properly knows this. It doesn't matter whether the boat's 5 years old or 50 years old. You got to take care of it.
Yeah.
If you take care of it, she's going to be good to you.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line right there. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Hey, with that, it's time to find out what's going on the water. It's time for our FishDope.com report with the man, your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen. And today we are going to talk to Captain Dave Hansen. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Dave. Yeah, indeed.
All right, well, that's brought to us today by Promar. If you want the best performing lobster gear in the market, it's Promar, based in SoCal. The products that are designed by fishermen for fishermen, and they offer everything you need for that successful night of lobster hooping. I can't wait to fish that brand new Promar Ambush XL 36-inch rigid hoop net. It's the
Oh,
biggest.
yeah.
They basically take the law, what you can have on a Promar net, 36 inches. They built it as big as you can legally have. It is the best hoop net around. Promar hoop nets are built by fishermen for fishermen. For more info, check them out on Facebook or at promarnets.com. We got the man, Dave Hansen, on the line. What's up, Dave?
Well, good morning, Pete, Rick. How are you guys today?
Morning, Dave.
Hey, you know what? This was the best opening of lobster season that the commercial guys have seen in 20 years. So I'm only saying that because of all the naysayers out there that were saying that all the lobsters are gone because the hoop netters caught them all. Well, it's the best they've seen in 20 years, so that's the farthest thing from the truth, guys. And as far as hoop netting goes, the hoop netting guys that have a clue and have some good spots have done very, very well this week. So don't even for 1 second think that we put a dent in the lobster population, because we didn't and we won't, because we're only allowed 7. So everybody relax. Everything's going to be okay. There's plenty of lobsters. Now, that being said, let's look at the fishing. Oh, my gosh, that bluefin has decided to make itself a home on all the spots on the backside of San Clemente Island. It's no longer free roaming out in the middle of the ocean there. It's got kind of happy onto the spots. I guess it's figured out that that's where the food is on the beach there. So, like, in 100 to 130 feet of water on the calico bass spots and the yellowtail spots on the backside of Clemente. That bluefin's kind of moved in there, so you can catch bluefin on the anchor like we used to do back in the 70s and 80s at San Clemente Island. You look at that fish down the coast there, that yellowfin's still biting, and it's still biting very, very well for the overnight boats, and the local boats are getting in on it a little bit. The San Diego, once again, is having some phenomenal fishing, 3/4 day fishing for yellowfin tuna. Unbelievable, guys. It just keeps going. Here we are in October. And the fishing just keeps on getting better. As long as we have good bait at the bait bars, the bass fishing along the beach is phenomenal. You find a little bit of condition, calico bass want to get on the boat. They can't wait to get in that RSW.
Yeah, man.
All I could tell you guys is, like I say every week, you got to go fishing. There's no reason to not go. Everything's biting. The weather's spectacular all week. So you guys got to get out there and you got to go fishing.
There is some crazy, crazy good fishing to be had. And, Dave, we're very excited. I know Tackle Day is coming up November the 4th. We've got the man, literally your saltwater guy.
No, not Dave Hansen.
Yeah,
You're kidding. Dave Hansen's coming to do a seminar at Tackle Day?
Talk about a season of crazy big fish, yummy flyer, kite fishing, lifetime trophy stuff. And Dave is going to come and do what Dave does and teach you how to do it and all the tricks. And there's one thing you can always say about Dave is he's not a guy that keeps things to himself. He's very, very good about it. And we're pumped, man, Dave. We're really excited to have you coming to Tackle Days on November the 4th there at Fisherman's Landing.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me down there, and I hope that they're ready for this. I did it last year with you guys. We had great success. I had about 100 people following me around like the Pied Piper. So hopefully we have the same turnout this year. I'm going to do my best to try to get the big boat down there to show you how we do it on the big boat. But if you guys are coming to my seminar, I would suggest bringing your cameras, because I'm going to show you every way that we do it the exact same way. So if you bring your cameras, you got a good chance at success.
There you go, Dave. Well, we really appreciate it, and we appreciate a great report, and we appreciate all the great information that you do with fishdope.com. We always say every week there's not a better source of information than Fish Dope, and if you want to get a Fish Dope subscription, Hook Up Now. That's what you got to punch in as the code when you check out. Hook Up Now. It's going to save you $20 on a new membership to fishdope.com. The very best information on the water. And Dave, if somebody wants to go fishing with you on that beautiful big boat, how do we do it?
Well, there's a couple different ways. Look me up on the web at yoursaltwaterguide.com. Or you can simply give me a call at 949-374-0786. And I'm going to get out there on the water today. It's a beautiful day here in Dana Point. They got some beautiful sardines down at the barge. Kelly and I are going to go bass fishing today. It's our day off.
All right. Enjoy, Dave. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Thanks. I'll see you next week. Bye.
All right. Hey, one line open. Just opened up. 858-457-1090. You've been trying to get through, getting a busy signal. Now's your shot.
That's it, man.
858-457-1090.
Want to remind you, this portion of the show is sponsored in part by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Fisherman's Processing is San Diego's finest, and that's why they're known as the Fish Pros, because once you try them, you'll be hooked. They'll fillet and vacuum pack your fish all to your specs, as well as offer the best in smoked fish, jerky, and their famous Fisherman's Processing tuna burger. Check fishermansprocessing.com for more details, or you can see them when your trip returns to the San Diego landing. Phones are absolutely packed up. We got some very patient callers. Mike and Rosemead, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. First of all, congratulations there, Pete. Happy anniversary. And
thanks.
Sounds like Adam needs a raise with all the work he does.
Yeah, he does. He's a very valuable part of the Let's Talk Hookup team.
Very lucky to have Adam.
Lou, earlier in the program, pretty much answered or asked the questions I wanted to ask, so during the break I had to come up with something. But seemed like San Clemente is probably out of your range for the boats, but what percentage of the time do you fish U.S. waters in comparison to the Mexican waters, and can you cover the bases on the proper paperwork and documents needed? Thanks.
Good question.
Yeah. U.S. waters versus Mexican waters. It depends. I mean, the only we fish offshore in U.S. waters. We spend some time almost every single year in U.S. waters fishing offshore. Of course, for that, all you need is a California fishing license, and then most of our trips are off. If we're fishing offshore, if we're more than 12 miles from Mexican land, we'll be fishing offshore in Mexico, and all you need for that is a Mexican fishing permit. And then if we're going to the islands or fishing within 12 miles of the islands or the coast, you're going to need a passport, and then we'll have to buy in the morning. The boat will purchase visas for the whole boat if they're going to go to within 12 miles of Mexican coast or Mexican island, fishing within 12 miles of the Mexican coast or Mexican island.
Now, one thing I make note of on the Mexican license is it's a different. You can buy a 1-year Mexican license.
Absolutely.
It's not like the long-range permit where they have to buy the license, not an excursion permit for over 3 days. You can buy a 1-year Mexican license just like a California fishing license.
Absolutely. But most of our regulars have them.
And then you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the year.
That's right.
Yeah.
You bring it down and it saves you $15 getting on the boat in the morning.
Yeah. And Fred, what about fishing the Daily Double? You're pretty much U.S. California waters, right?
We've less and less Mexico. But, I will say this about the Mission Belle and the setup. If you got your passport, you're golden. And show up at the landing, and they take care of everything. It's really user-friendly. If you have the passport.
You don't need to worry about getting the FMMs. They take care of all that.
Yeah, everything's handled.
It is important to say, because there's a lot of gentlemen that come down from, it's old hat going on the Mission Belle now because you've been doing it for several years and they make it so seamless. But there's a lot of guys that, in Los Angeles that know about having to have a visa, that have never been through the process before. And there virtually isn't a process anymore. I mean, you show up to the landing, book your ticket like you normally would. The only difference is you hand them your passport. They make a scan and a copy, and that's it. You're done. I mean, they take care of everything. You guys take care of everything. There's no additional cost.
Well, I can say this. When I do take the double down there, it's like, oh, my goodness, there's a lot more work for me. There's no more work for the customer, but there's more work for the office. There's more work for the captains. Different things fall into place. There's more money being spent and going away out of our gross, but
I was going to say, you guys pay for the visa. That's like $26 a head.
It's part of the cost of the trip. I mean, it gets covered in the pot.
So, but if that's the best fishing opportunity, you guys are willing to take the hit,
absolutely,
out of your pocket, basically, and buy the visas for the customer.
Pete, there used to be a time when we just went fishing.
Wow, what was that like?
Yeah, what was that?
I think that's awesome.
So passport or passport card, of course.
Either one.
When you buy if you're new to the passport deal, buy the passport card. Then you can just keep it in your wallet like a license. So then you never have to worry about it. It's always with you, and it's right there. So
absolutely. And
then you just show up, depending on where the 3/4 day trip is going to go. You guys will take care of the rest of the paperwork, other than the Mexican fishing license, right? You cover the Mexican fishing license, too?
Yeah, that's part included in the ticket price.
Mexican fishing license, visa. How do you guys make any money?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You heard him say they're not getting rich.
That's for sure.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So you just show up. You show up on the Belle. You show up on the double. You make sure you got your driver's license with you. Make sure you got a passport if you're going to Mexico, and that's it. You're done.
Well, Mexico near coastal.
Yeah.
Mexico offshore,
right,
you don't
yeah,
need
no
it.
worries. Yeah, very good.
You just got to worry
All
about ordering up your breakfast sandwich on the way down to the bait receiver.
There you go.
That's it. Perfect.
All right. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more great information. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Alaska is one of the ultimate fishing destinations in the world. This is Rock Cod Rick, and every year the one trip I look forward to is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. My dad and I have been going for over 15 years, and I just can't wait to go again. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, the finest fishing charter captains in all of Sitka, and the ultimate value. Sure, I've been to others, but time and time again, nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. You can catch huge halibut like the ones we do almost every year, and salmon, well, Sitka is famous for some of the best runs in Alaska. We also get plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. And listen to this, it's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except the tips. It's truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Come and join me on the Let's Talk Hookup trip in June, or just go when you can. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136, or check KingfisherCharters.com.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now 19 stores and more to come throughout Southern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 58 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built by fishermen for fishermen. From our next-generation waterproof shorts like Tactical or Stealth to our new anhydrous waterproof jacket and bibs, the entire AFCO clothing line is purpose-built with the latest AFTEC fabrics and features designed to deliver for the demanding angler. To find AFCO products, go to AFCO.com and find a dealer near you.
Saturday, November 4th, it's Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. Our largest sale ever. Seminars by saltwater experts, incredible deals on tackle. Over 20 tackle manufacturers like Shimano, with great products like Talica, Tranx, Trinidad A, and Terramar. Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing, Saturday, November 4th. Check saltwatertackle.com.
Cast Tours is a family-owned and operated travel company that specializes in taking you to great fishing destinations. They take pride in providing the best and most affordable vacation packages available. For over 20 years, Cast Tours has been creating unique sport fishing and vacation trips. Whether it's a fishing trip, a family vacation, or an adventure, they will provide you the service and value you deserve. Call Cast Tours at 800-593-6510 or check casttours.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader.
The home of ESPN Radio.
The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Indeed. Let's go ahead and jump into those jam-packed phone lines, Rick.
Well, jam-packed they definitely are. We're going to jump in, talk to John, calling us from Mira Mesa. Good morning, John. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Yeah, good morning, all. Hey, I've got fond memories of the Belle because I got my first yellowtail on that boat on a Penn 155 and a Lama glass rod.
Wow,
back in the 70s. And but I remember that boat used to live at Seaforth and it didn't have a covered house. And you guys kind of touched on it on the history of the boat and everything. But I was just wondering if you can go on and kind of talk about the evolution of the boat, some of the improvements over the years and so forth.
Well, that wheelhouse got done in the late 80s. I'm not sure exactly what year. I'm sure some of the Seaforth guys could have an exact date on that, enlighten me on that one. But that we've since we've gotten the boat, we put a brand new bait tank on the boat, RSW on the boat, and all kinds of different deck coatings and stuff like that, and brand new engines, brand new generator. Wow. Yeah, we've done a lot to the boats. Same is true of the Daily Double since we've had it. With new engines. A new generator, all kinds of new stuff. Brand new sonar. Daily Double's got a brand new sonar on it.
Sweet.
Wow. Yeah. And how long have you guys owned the Mission Belle?
10 years.
It's been 10 years already.
Years.
Wow, fantastic. Done a lot of improvement. So both the Mission Belle and Daily Double have side scanning sonar.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Wow.
And the Point Loma.
And the Point Loma too.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome.
Very good. All running out of Point Loma Sport Fishing.
Indeed.
Yeah. All right. Headed by the famous Robert Falcone. Indeed.
Robbie.
Yes, indeed. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right. How about next up, we talked to Bruce, calling us from Lemon Grove this morning. Hi, Bruce. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning. Fantastic show as usual.
Thanks, Bruce. Thank you.
The question I had for the captains were, when you are in Mexican waters, how often are you encountered by the Mexican Navy?
A good question.
You know, this year we haven't seen them much. Last year they were around and they were around quite a bit, and we got boarded a few times last year. But this year we have not been boarded, and we haven't seen them a whole lot. They're fast boats zooming around. We've seen them here and there, but it seems like they've been less around the islands this year than last. I know there's been some boardings and stuff down the coast, but around the island, around Coronado Islands, we haven't seen them as much as in years past.
All right.
I think it's something that people, again, that aren't familiar fishing at the islands a lot are fearful of. But could you give a quick rundown of what it's like when you do have a boarding? I mean, I'm sure it's as I've been boarded on our boat, and it's extremely professional and easy going. But, from a guy that's been there a lot more than anybody else, could you give a rundown of what it's like if and when you are boarded?
They just come over and they put a boarding party on board the boat, usually 2 or 3 or 4 guys. And, they're usually pretty quick. They come up, they check out the paperwork in the wheelhouse with me, make sure all of our licenses and visas, permits and all that are all straight and all that stuff is good. And occasionally they want to look around and look at the fish and occasionally look in the compartments a little bit. And then they go on their way and they're about their business. And it's very professional. Very above board. Everything is by the book, and recently they've been videotaping it. They've been having an iPhone or an iPad and video in the encounter, and they make me sign a thing that says everything was cool and legit, and they go on their way.
Yeah, short, no big deal, no time out of the way. I mean, it's
not a whole lot of time.
Part of fishing out of there, and away you go.
Yep, exactly.
Nothing to worry about.
And you mentioned the fast boat. That's one thing I want to make note of is if you think you're going to go in there without the proper paperwork and get away from them, you're not.
Think again.
Yeah. You're not.
Fast.
They're fast.
Yeah.
So
don't mess with it.
And it's easy to do. At first, this going to Mexico and getting FMMs and everything was something that everybody was, this is awful. It's a big pain in the butt. It's just not. It's not. Was it easier when we had to get nothing? Of course it was. But this is just how it is now. And you go on the website, whether you're a private boater, you go on the website, you print out the information. If you really don't feel like dealing with paperwork, go fishing with Steve. You don't have anything to worry about. You show up and go fishing. Get your passport
and they
go.
even pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So there you go. Thanks a lot for the call this morning, Bruce.
All right. How about next up we talk to Pablo, calling us from Chula Vista. What's up, Pablo? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Pablo.
How you doing there, Fred, Steve, Karen, everybody?
How you doing, Pablo?
Doing great. Hey, I just want to call in and say that, you guys have been the best boats to me. You're really good friends, and really enjoy fishing both those platforms. I hadn't had a chance to fish on a 3/4 in a long time, and I got to go out with a charter with my club, and Steve put on a clinic. I've never seen him fish bait before, but he had these bluefin biting. I think he handed off maybe 8 bluefin.
Ooh.
Could you give me your setup and how you're all the reel and everything, rod and the line you've been using? Because I went out and I found some of that line that you use. Could you give us a...
Yeah, I was using I got you. Good. Hello, Pablo. Yeah, that was a fun day. That was some good fishing that day.
That was
Dwayne
excellent.
Yeah, that was a good day. I was fishing with Trinidad 14 on an 8.5-foot bait stick, and I was fishing a long top shot of Sunline Sniper fluorocarbon. I've been fishing long, like 100-yard top shots of Sunline Sniper fluorocarbon, both in the 20-pound and the 25-pound test. I think that day I was using 25-pound Sunline Sniper, like 100-yard top shots tied onto some Power Pro braid. And I've been doing a lot of on the lighter line. I've been fishing long fluorocarbon top shots, 150 feet, 200 feet of fluorocarbon.
And what's the advantage of that?
I like no knots, and I'm not a big fan. No knots in the water. Don't have to deal with the knots going through your guides when you cast. And the fluorocarbon fishes real good, and it's more abrasion resistant, and it's more dense. And it sinks, yeah. I like the way it fishes, and I really like that Sunline Sniper. It's not crazy. It's not wildly expensive. You can get a 200-yard spool for about $30.
Oh.
And you can fish, and it's cheap in the long run because you don't have to change your line as much as you do mono. And that long piece, you get in a tangle and you have to cut off 20, 30 feet. You're still in the game. You're not out of the picture. You don't have to go re-rig and mess around. Tie on a new hook and good to go.
Is there a reel that's nicer for fly line and a live bait than that Trinidad 14?
No, the whole Trinidad, the new Trinidads, there's never been a better reel built in my opinion. They're the best reels there are.
It's like the old school. It casts as good as an old school 229 did, but better. And then when you hook a fish, you have a wench, and you don't have to put new drags in it every other trip. They're perfect.
Yeah, don't fish one because you're going to have to buy you have to buy a whole set.
Yeah, exactly.
If you fish one, you're going to have to replace all your gear because they are the best, and everything else feels like a bucket of bolts.
Totally.
Hey, thanks a lot for the call, Pablo.
All right, how about next up we talk to Jim, who's calling us from National City this morning. Hi, Jim. Welcome to the show.
Morning, guys. I'd just like to mention a couple of things. I remember back when Steve was a deckhand on the Daily Double, and probably more years than he wants to mention, but that's where he started, and that's where he got weaned. And he's not some Johnny-come-lately. He's been around the block here. And, of course, Fred, he's been on that boat for many years. And these guys know these local waters of the Daily Double off of Point Loma down there in Imperial Beach, and of course, Steve at Coronado Islands and offshore. Just excellent fishermen. But I think what needs to be noted here, and I want to mention Karen, too. She's also excellent. But I think what needs to be noted here is that when you go on these boats, you take your son, your grandson, or your granddaughter. Their emphasis is safety first. And when you're taking your prize package out fishing, you want to make sure that safety is the number one issue. And both of these skippers and Karen, they emphasize that. It's very important to them. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to mention that. They've both been around the block. It's just kind of too bad that Fred is good at calico bass fisherman. He is. He's only third best in his family. His wife is number one, and his son is number two. But keep trying there, Freddie. You'll get up the ladder someday. Okay, guys, thank you, and thank you for many years of enjoyable fishing.
That's cool, Jim.
Is that true, Fred?
So
your wife
better just say yes.
I tell you what, there's a pride thing going on in my household about who catches the biggest calico bass, and I always remember this one year where Philip was, I don't know, 15 or so, and he'd gone out and caught this big bluefin on the New Loanne, and he came home and he was absolutely beaming. And meanwhile, middle son Steven had been with me, and he caught a 7.5-pound calico bass. And he wanted to brag to his brother. It's like, no, let Philip have his moment. And Philip got home, and he was beaming, and he went in the house, and the screensaver picture was Stephen and me with a 7.5-pound calico bass. And Michelle said his head just kind of dropped, and some of the energy left him because Stephen had the best calico bass of the summer. So we.
Calico bass taken very serious in the
Huber household, absolutely.
No question about it.
Yes.
Cool. More serious than baseball?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah? Well, we're lucky. We have all these great things in our lives.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And they're, Michelle fly lines a bait really well. She's a good bass fisherman. Philip, he gets a little caught up on the iron and the weedless plastics, but yeah, they're all good. On any given Sunday, they can outfish me. Absolutely.
There you go.
That's cool.
Well, let's go and jump back on the phones, Rick.
Sounds good, man. How about Ernie from Vista up next on Let's Talk Hookup? What's up, Ernie?
Hey, it's Ernie, buddy. How you doing, Rick, Petey, and hey, Steve and Fred, man. How you guys doing today?
Doing real good.
Great.
Yeah, cool. The question I had you for Fred, I remember my Uncle Henry used to fish your boat all the time. Yeah, I tell you what, calico bass, man, that was his thing, remember?
Oh, absolutely. Henry Shimada would be more excited about fishing calicos than anybody I've ever met.
That's rad.
You betcha.
What is it about calicos?
Fredo, are you doing afternoon trips still? Are you still doing that thing where you leave a little later in the morning and then do an afternoon trip kind of going in the twilight?
So we're still doing the midday 8:30 to 2:30 trip, 8:30 in the morning to 2:30 in the afternoon, and then we will restart those later trips next spring. But right now we're just doing one a day. But it's been phenomenal. I mean,
now's a good time to come.
Yeah, I mean we saw some we've been seeing some phenomenal fishing.
Especially summertime when we get those later nights. Daylight savings kicks in here soon, and so when you get that.
Well, I tell you what, right now all the lobster gear's in the water, and I would not want to be coming in the dark right now.
No.
So I feel like my timing's pretty good. I mean, I know there's good fishing. I kind of hated to shut them down, but it seemed like our loads backed off. People got all excited about them, but the turnout wasn't. We'll get the word out better next year.
If they could see the picture of that yellowtail you caught yesterday, and then that your passenger caught, I think the loads would be right back, because that's half-day fishing at its finest there, right now. It's
we love
impressive.
the fall. Yeah.
Yeah, it's impressive, for sure. And then, of course, Steve, again, Mission Belle, you're fishing every day possible, 6 a.m. departure,
6
right?
a.m. departure, fishing. Right now we're doing the visas, and we're fishing, heading offshore with an option to kick back to the islands, especially with the good fishing Tony had there yesterday at the islands with the bluefin, yellowfin, and the good grade yellowtail at the island.
Yeah. So all you need to do is make a reservation. Do you need to make a reservation for those?
Make reservations. Yeah, that would be nice. Do that. That's helpful. You don't have to have a reservation, but definitely bring a passport with you for sure. Unless it's specified on the trip that we're going to be fishing offshore exclusively, bring your passport or a passport card and come on down.
Yeah, and if you get a whim the night before and you don't have time to call, what time you need to show up to get the proper paperwork?
Be there at 5:30. No later than 5:30.
Okay.
A little earlier would be better, but 5:30 at the latest. Be there and get ready to go.
All right, very good. Thanks a lot for the call, Arnie. Nice to hear from you.
All right, let's jump back into the phones and talk to Alan, who's calling from Encinitas this morning. Good morning, Alan. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, hello. Thanks for taking my call. I got a comment and then a two-part question. Number one, the comment is I took my friend and his son fishing, largemouth bass fishing, and while we were doing that, this young man, he couldn't say enough about how he loves the Daily Double. So I want to give you props. And then my two-part question is, what's your thoughts on catch and release for local yellowtail and tuna? And if you were to practice catch and release and you caught those fish deep, has there ever been any problems with swim bladders like you would see when you pull rockfish from the depths?
Fred?
No, different fish. They don't have the problem. They're designed to go up and down real quick, and it's not a problem with those fish. And as far as catch and release, we tell our customers, if you don't want it, somebody else on the boat does, but if it's going to make you happier to see it swim away, then absolutely exercise your option.
And that's on like yellowtail.
Or any fish.
Anything.
Any fish. Yeah, so some people are dead set on letting every calico bass they catch go.
That's fine.
Yeah, and some people are like, well, I'm not interested in keeping it. Well, can we give it away to somebody? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, the most important thing to us is that the customer's happy with what happened.
That's awesome.
That's a good attitude.
That's first and foremost.
Now, I noticed that big calico bass we posted on our Facebook page the other day. You said you let that go.
Absolutely.
Like to let the bigger ones go?
No calico bass were harmed in the filming of that picture.
Like you say, a guy buys a ticket to go fishing with it. He gets to make the choice on whatever it is he wants to do, whether he keeps every one he hooks within his limit or he gives them all away or lets every single one go, whatever. I mean,
Absolutely.
a guy buys his ticket, it's his call to do, and
Absolutely.
you're happy to accommodate in any way you can.
Yeah, that's cool.
The fish in that picture, he did have, he had been caught before. I could see on the other corner of his mouth, he had a little scar. So it's neat when we recatch the fish.
Yeah.
The opportunity to have fun with them again.
Yeah, and you've proven it over and over. Those fish, I mean, they will be caught right away. Lyle Belquist, who does the tagging program, how many of Lyle's fish have you guys caught over the years, right? I mean, a lot of fish in like the same zone, and you catch them sometimes the next day, right?
Yeah, Lyle's awesome. His program, I've enjoyed that so much. It's so neat being part of that. I missed the show a couple of weeks ago when you had him on, but
it was great.
And it helps us understand the fish.
Yeah.
What they're doing, where they're going, how much they are or are not moving, and
No, that's actually a show worth going back on the archives and listening to hear about Lyle's. It was, I believe, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. If you look on our website, letstalkhookup.com, the archives page. If you look that up, it'll say Lyle and Elena, because his lovely wife who works for SAC.
They're such
they're
awesome
a great
people.
pair.
Yes.
For sure. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right, how about next up we talk to Dave calling from Point Loma this morning. What's up, Dave? Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Hey, Fred, for bringing a novice or like my grandson on your boat, what kind of reel, conventional spinner, Zepco, what would you recommend?
Whatever you're most comfortable with.
How about
Princess
Princess Rod? Yeah. Well, you can
spinning rods. Generally kids do a little better with spinning rods. They're not as likely to backlash them, but put something in their hands and see what they're comfortable with. If you have a bunch of your own tackle, work with them on it. Bring a couple of pieces with you. Maybe spend some time at the pier before you come on the boat and see what they take to. It's amazing. You hand a kid something and watch what they do. Watch how they adapt to it, and some things will come more natural than others.
Yeah, and we mentioned it yesterday, that Shimano bait runner. It's a spinning reel.
Yeah.
Makes life so easy for a beginner because it has that bait runner feature, especially if you're fishing live bait. You just flip that little thing in there. It's like it's free spool, but you're not going to have a backlash.
Yep. Yeah.
That's an ideal beginner.
Such a big fan of that thing. For somebody that's never done it before or is just getting into it, there's nothing to worry about. You'll develop a skill set by using that will help you when you start fishing conventional tackle later. But just for the beginning part of it, you don't worry about anything except firing it out and catching your fish. There's just nothing else to it. And they're relatively inexpensive reels. There's several levels of bait runner style spinning reels that Shimano offers, from bait runner OCs that are around $100 to the standard bait runner D that are less than $200, up to that Thunus that's a carbon fiber body killer for bigger tuna fishing that are a couple $100. So there's several levels that you can do it at, and
that all
really
have
nice
the bait runner feature.
Yep.
Yeah. Very good.
I think all my boys cut their teeth on level winds.
Level winds.
Because you turn the handle, it goes into gear.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about getting the line level.
Yep.
It's just that. So either way,
they're getting more expensive for a brand new reel, but some of that centrifugal braking systems on those new Tranks and Corrados, you can dial one of those reels up that somebody with very little experience can cast them with no issues at all.
No question.
Yeah. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming here. We're going to find out who's going fishing aboard the Daily Double, and on the Mission Belle, we're giving away a couple of great tickets when we return. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
This is Pete Gray to tell you about one of my favorite places to fish in the world. It's Whalers Cove Lodge in Angoon, Alaska. For several years now, we've been hosting groups at Whalers Cove, and this is certainly one trip I do not miss. Each year, the Powers family makes great improvements to the lodge that make this great lodge even better. New rooms, new boats, new fish processing facilities, new outdoor kitchen. The list goes on and on. As for fishing, the calm waters around Whalers Cove are 100 miles from any large town, so you will enjoy wilderness adventure without the crowds. Whalers Cove Lodge has some of the best salt and freshwater fishing in Alaska, and there's no need for a bumpy boat ride for hours. You can find productive fishing for salmon, halibut, and rockfish just 10 minutes from the lodge. Here's the deal. The word is out on Whalers Cove, so you want to go? Book soon. WhalersCoveLodge.com or call 800-423-3123. WhalersCoveLodge.com for the Alaska fishing experience of a lifetime.
Yamaha's Why Wait for Spring Fall Sales event is back. For a limited time, new 90 to 300 horsepower four-strokes include 6 years of limited warranty protection. And new 2.5 to 75 horsepower four-strokes get you up to $750 in dealer credit. Reliability starts here. Yamaha. Offer ends November 21st, 2017, subject to change at any time. Other restrictions and conditions apply. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. This promotion cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
He's not just my fishing buddy. After 30 years, he's a brother, and I'd sure hate to lose him. His bass boat's got nothing to do with it. So I make sure both of us wear a life jacket. Save the ones you love, even if they don't own a fancy boat. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, 3/4, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.
Saturday, November 4th, it's Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. It's our largest sale ever. Plenty of seminars by saltwater experts, incredible deals on tackle, closeouts we've never offered before. Plus, over 20 tackle manufacturers' representatives like Costa, building high-quality polarized eyewear for serious saltwater anglers. Huge selection of Costa, and get a free gift with every Costa purchase. Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing will have unbelievable pricing on tackle, clothing, and accessories. There is also a huge raffle, best ever tackle bargains at Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing, Saturday, November 4th.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. All right, the winner going half-day fishing for two aboard the Daily Double, again, out of Point Loma Sport Fishing, including all the tackle rental if you need it, is going to Oliver, who called from Temecula. And then the three-quarter-day trip, again, 2 spots, going fishing on the Mission Belle. Stephen Karen, that's going to... How about that for a perfect time? Reggie, who's been on the boat plenty, but Reggie, you got yourself 2 more tickets to get to go fishing, and congratulations, you guys. You're going to have so much fun fishing on the Belle and on the Daily Double.
Indeed, and thank you guys. Steve Peterson, Mission Belle, great captain, great boat, great operation at Point Loma Sport Fishing. How do we go fishing with you?
Point Loma Sport Fishing, 619-223-1627, PointLomaSportFishing.com. Check us out.
All right, very good. And Fred, Daily Double. Every day, 8:30 a.m. right now. How do we go fishing with you?
Same deal. Point Loma Sport Fishing.
Just book online, too, right?
Online,
or
yes,
just give a call.
Or give them a call. We really appreciate reservations. You know, we both make decisions the night before, and we stay online. We're going to go.
Yeah, there you go. So make that reservation and go fishing with these guys. It's on right now, so you want to go, for sure. And you want to stay with us next Saturday and Sunday. Next Saturday, Captain Al Clowers, bay fishing expert, and he does some offshore fishing, too. We'll be here with Rock Cod Rick next week. And next Sunday, surf fishing expert Bill Varney will be in the studio with Rock Cod Rick. I'll be down at our 23rd annual Palmas de Cortez Fall Spectacular, sponsored by Sport Fishing Financial and Statewide Stripes, giving away a lot of money at that tournament next week. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll be giving you a call with a report from that fantastic fishing down in the East Cape. Thanks for listening today. Thanks to Adam on the other side of the glass, and thank you for listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.